Hi. I hope everybody is having a beautiful day. It's gorgeous here where I am, and it's so, it's like spring is finally here. The Northeast has had a miserable spring. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about value. In one of my one-on-ones this week and with some conversation with someone else, it has just been brought to my attention over and over again in my mind and in my interactions with other people that so often anything with Ed really boils down to a core belief that we're not valuable. You are valuable. It's easy for me to say that on this side of the screen, right? But I am certain that you are valuable. I'm certain that you're valuable no matter what your size is. I'm certain that you're valuable no matter what your features are like. I am certain that you're valuable whether your children are straight A students or struggling to pass very basic grades. I am certain that you're valuable whether you have a rocky relationship with your husband or whether you're single or whether you and your husband get along fabulous. I am certain that you're valuable whether you drive a car that is falling apart and has like 600,000 miles on it, which is impressive, by the way, or you drive a new car. It doesn't matter. I think as we start to delve into this Ed stuff and this body image stuff, the very, very core of it is some belief that we are not good enough, that we don't have value. And you do have value. It has taken me years. And so you might be at the beginning of this process and just hearing the things that I say and be like, yeah, I don't know. She can do it. That's great for her. And maybe it's just going to plant a seed. But you need to just think about over and over again, would you tell your friend that let's see, what are some things I would say to myself? Basically, failure, loser. So would you tell your friend that she was a failure? Oh, I can't believe you did that. Or if your friend came to you and said, I binged and purged this week, like 6 times, would you say, oh, that's awful? No, you wouldn't. You'd say, oh, it's okay. You'll do okay. Maybe this week will be better. Or how can I help? Would you say to your friend, oh my gosh, I can't believe you've gained like 5 pounds or 10 or 30. This just means you're just not worth being friends with anymore. That's not true. That's not how you would speak to your friend. And so in one of my one-on-ones this week, I had a great visit with someone and I gave her some jobs for this week. And I said, I want 2 things. I want you guys to tell me, and any of you listening to this, if you want to do this too with us, that's fine. I want you to start identifying the voice of Ed. It's kind of a new concept to be kind of grasping if you're just working and thinking about maybe recovering from an eating disorder. Listen in your head. Now, I have times when I overeat and it's totally like a normal person overeating. And I have times when I exercise and I have to work through it, but it's generally very healthy. Like there are times when it's a healthy mindset. And there are times when I have, nope, sorry. I thought my alarm was going to go off and wreck this video too. There are times when I don't eat, and it's not anything intentional. I'm not intentionally restricting. We all have those times where it's kind of a shadow of a healthy eater. And so what I'm looking for this week is maybe for you guys to listen to Ed. And, he may not have to do with food in your head. Ed may have to do with your view of your body or your view of your value. Ed devalues everybody. He makes everybody feel like crap. He tries to tell you you're a loser. He tries to tell you you're not good enough, that you're not pretty enough, that you're not thin enough, that you're not strong enough. He tries to tell you you're terrible for being emotional, or you're terrible for not having enough emotion. Ed is a jerk. Ed sucks. We don't like Ed. But I think it's important to try to start to kind of identify him. So like, for me, it's a lot of body image stuff. Like today, I had a good day. I felt really good. And I caught myself kind of keeping my abs flexed so that my stomach would be thinner. And not necessarily to be thinner, but that I just felt like good and strong. And that was Ed, because it kind of triggered like a, ooh, I feel good today. Maybe I've lost a little weight. Ooh, maybe I can exercise later. Ooh, what if I don't eat a big dinner? Ooh. And that's Ed. Sometimes Ed's not nasty. Sometimes he's like, come on, you can do it. Let's get skinny. Let's do it. And he sucks. So that's some of the ways that he talks to me. So I want you to try to find out if Ed is talking to you. If he's kind of degrading your value, and if he is kind of telling you things that are lies. He lies to you so much. The people that I've been talking to personally, you put a lot of time, energy, and effort into the people that you care about. You try to do a good job, and you always think you're failing, and you're not always failing. And even if you did fail, it wouldn't matter. You're still just as great. We long to be significant, and that's where, coming from my angle of having the faith that I walk, I find my significance in that. And obviously I love what I believe. And for me to know that I was created with a purpose and that I was created intentionally, it's not like somebody just said, oh, here, we'll just throw all these characteristics into a pot and see what comes out. No, I was created to be quirky and weird and loud and intense. I am intense, and I apologize for when that comes off poorly, but it's who I am. But learning how to accept all those things about yourself is a really, really long road. I again recommend the movie Embrace on Amazon Prime. It's got nudity in it, so just not with kids around. And so try to identify Ed. And the other thing, this is the big one. This is how you know. This is what's got to change, and this is how you know you have a core belief problem. How do you talk to your friends? If your friend has a bad day, if she is struggling with something at work, if she yelled at her kid 6 times and she comes to talk to you, if she made a foolish choice, if she's working through some really difficult or maybe an abusive situation, or maybe she is trying to recover from grief, all those situations, how would you respond to her? Would you just wrap your arms around her and hold her and hug her? Yes, you would, because all the people I'm talking to, ladies, you're wonderful ladies. So I want you to turn that around. Would you speak to yourself or your friend the way that you're speaking to yourself? You wouldn't. Sorry, my lighting changes. You wouldn't. I know you wouldn't. I know you haven't. And so start listening for that. Are you going to change this week? No. Sorry. I wish that it was like, "Oh, let's do this, this, and this, and then we cannot have Ed or not have body image issues." But that's just not the reality of it. But the more that you try and press in to maybe making some changes, that's when it's going to start to make a difference. And I think that you can. I know that you can. I have. Someday I'll tell you all about how horribly I thought of myself and the trains of thought that went through my head for years and years and years and years. So much not good enough. So much sure my husband was going to just not have anything to do with me anymore. Like, why would you want to be with me? A lot of suicidal thoughts. Even in the last year, I've had suicidal thoughts. And never, don't freak out, never to like acting on it, but like, maybe life would be better for everybody if. And so, I'm being real with you because I know that some of you struggle with this too. So talk to yourself, or at least notice when you're talking to yourself in such a way that is not the same way you would talk to your friend. I don't know how many of you are working along in this with me. I appreciate the feedback and the comments. I just love it. I love that people are being touched by this. And I'm here for you. I mean, I can't be your everything, obviously, but I can lend support, and I do care, and I do think that every one of you is valuable. Even if you were the cool table in high school, I remember that table, I didn't get to sit there. Or if you're at the not cool table in high school, I remember that table, I didn't sit there either. Somewhere in the middle, but never feeling like I was worth it. So if you want to do some work, if you got it all the way to the end of this 12-minute video, those are the things I would suggest to start with. Just to, number one, try to identify when Ed is talking to you about your body or your value. And number two, to catch yourself, and when you're talking to yourself, if it's the way you talk to your friend. There's a lot of power in that. So kind of press in, lean in. You are worth it. You are worth it. I'm not just doing this for, I am doing it for me too because it's helpful, but I'm doing this because you are worth it, and healing is just gonna like ripple through the rest of your life. So I hope that you have a wonderful night, and I would like to hear if you guys have any feedback or personal message me or whatever. To know, identify Ed and how you talk to yourself. All right. Take care, you guys. Good night.